Deep breath in and exhale. Welcome in. This is Uma's Lotus Lounge, a featured stream here on the Meet Me app. If you are new here, please feel free to hit my name, hit that favorite button. And this show is here every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. It is a show to brighten your day and to bring you peace, love, light, and positivity for the week. We do have bouncers in the building, so please be respectful during the show or they will have to remove you. And we have seen people's accounts get completely banned for disrupting a featured stream show. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with some free affirmations, because who doesn't like a positive word, a positive, a little positivity in their life? The way I like to read affirmations is like, I think of my higher self, that angelic Uma, that part that's all focused on peace, love, light, having a talk to my lower self, my ego, angry Uma, hungry, hangry Uma, right? And just letting her know, like, chill out, like, we got this, everything's going to be good. So if you choose to have an affirmation today, they are free, they're available to anyone. It's going to look like this: I am confident, I release the need to be in control, I trust in the process, and that everything is unfolding in divine timing. So this is like a message from my higher self to my lower self saying, hey, like, chill out. You don't need to be controlling anything. Be confident. Things are going to work out the way you want it to work out. Okay. So if you would like a free affirmation, please put a 1 in the comments. And I will give you your free affirmation of the day. Krish, thank you for kicking us off. Your message today: you are enough. You release the burden of shame, guilt, self-hate, self-judgment. You are enough. Let's go with the lucky wheels. Wilma, you are mindful. You are mindful. As you move through your day, your body, mind, and soul are aligned with your higher self. Thank you, Frankie. We're doing free affirmations. Put a 1 in the comments. If you would like it. Is it a bonus? It is not a bonus, but we were appreciative of it, regardless if it was a bonus or not. Lil Frankie, you are aligned. You are aligned. Today, you choose to release all beliefs, people, and energies that no longer serve your greatest and highest good. Sam, thank you. Eli, you are ready. Your intuition is always guiding you. Trust your decisions. Sam, you are vibrant. Honor your boundaries and radiate the confidence that is within you. Hi guys, welcome in. So if anyone would like an affirmation, please put a 1 in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to move on to our next thing. I'm going to be talking about Mercury Retrograde today. That is going to be my topic for this Lotus Lounge featured stream. Let's go. I want the bonus to just show up there and bless me. Yes, Eli said, I already did and I have a happier life. Let's go with these wheels. Remember, guys, if you are in the top 3 gifters by the end of the stream, you will get a free reading. So you wouldn't have to spin a wheel for a reading. So right now we know Wilma, Lil Frankie, and is that Mr. Bean? Are going to be getting a free reading if no one takes the spot. Lux, you are motivated. You trust that you know what is best for you. So true. Kyle, you are worthy. You choose to show up fearless and true to your authentic voice. Did I get everyone? Did I get everyone for the affirmations? Okay. So what we're going to do is talk about Mercury retrograde. Does anybody in here know what Mercury retrograde is? Anybody knows what Mercury retrograde is? Let me give an affirmation to King. King, you are committed. Your faith in the journey is stronger than your doubts and fears. That is so true for King. We've been talking about his journey right now on the streaming app, and that is such a great message for him. So, Mercury retrograde starts today. Do you guys know what Mercury retrograde is, or you don't know? Put a 1 if you know, and put a 2 if you don't know. So put a 1 if you know, put a 2 if you don't know. 1, 2, 2. Okay, completely. So good, so glad, because I didn't know who was in here. Okay, we have the planets. Mercury is a planet. In astrology, in spiritual circles, we look at Mercury as the leading planet for Geminis and Virgos. Any Geminis in here? Any Virgos in here? And what Mercury does is it is the planet of communication, technology, and travel. So, so thank you, Eli. When we have a planet that's in retrograde, of course, the planet is not going backwards. That's not possible. But from where we are on Earth, it appears as if it's going backwards, hence the name retrograde. Now, what happens when something goes backwards? It means that it's like opposite world, right? Whatever it's meant to do, we're going to do the opposite of. So, being that Mercury affects communication, travel, and technology, we can expect to see a disruption in those three things particularly. So we have noticed, and I'm saying we as in the metaphysical community who have been sharing their experiences during Mercury retrogrades, we have noticed that people tend to have a lot of disruption. The main disruption we see is in relationships. People are fiery, hot tempered. Because why? Mercury is the planet of logic and communication, right? The planet of logic and communication, and it's going backwards, then the person is going to be less logical, which means more emotional, right? And also less patient, more impatient, right? What else does it sound like? It sounds like not wanting to be at a peaceful resolution of conflict. It wants to be just more drama, more trauma, and all of that. So don't be surprised if the month of April you're feeling called to fight somebody. We just ask that you do not, please do not fight anyone, okay? Because usually what happens after a Mercury retrograde pass is that people tend to feel, upset or sorry or have regret over the things that they have done. So if you are feeling like you want to break up with someone, if you're feeling like I don't like this person who's been my friend for many years, chances are you might be under the effects of Mercury retrograde. And we do notice that it tends to also affect travel and technology. So this is where for those of us that are on the streaming app, you might see more glitches. You might, like it took me a while to get on here. We start at 3 p.m. prompt, but it just took me a little bit of a while because I kept coming in. It was some problems, but the thing about learning astrology is that it allows you to know what's going on so you don't get frustrated. I've already had somebody attack me today, verbally. I've already had problems on here trying to get on, but I'm just kind of like going with the flow, just chilling, like, okay, first day, Mercury retrograde, this is expected. Now, you guys might think, is this true? Let me test you. Who noticed an upsurge in drama last week, right? Put a 1 in the comments if you notice an upsurge of drama where people were fighting with each other, name calling, exposing, lots of stuff for the streets, right? Last week, we had the lunar eclipse and a full moon in Libra. Libra is known for partnerships and relationships. So we saw a lot of people that were couples or not couples fighting, arguing publicly. So we knew that the effect of that lunar eclipse and that full moon Libra was what brought that over. Damn Girl says, I have felt the shift over the last few weeks. Yes, That is a true statement because Mercury retrograde, even though it is going for 3 weeks from April 1st to April 25th, there is a pre-retrograde and a post-retrograde period. So that's why we say between like 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to be in this energy. So if you've noticed people kind of being cranky or just, what's going on with their life before today, that's expected because this is the energy that comes with Mercury retrograde. That is damn girl, that is okay. Yes, Wilma, I do the same thing. I tell Rose, don't pay attention to me, but he already knows about Mercury retrograde because he's, when you've been with somebody for 3 years, they kind of figure it out. Okay. And, and the funny thing is we both have Gemini because it's not just for Gemini people. If you have a Gemini moon or a Gemini rising or Virgo moon, Virgo rising, it can also affect you as well, you know? That part. So, like I said, Mercury retrograde, it affects your relationships, but it also affects your technology and it also affects your travel. So, most times we tell people try not to book your travel during a Mercury retrograde period. Now, not everybody can do that, right? Like if you work and you travel for work, you can't say to your boss, hey, it's a Mercury retrograde, I can't travel this month. That's impossible. But what you can do is you can take extra time for your travel. So let's say your flight leaves at 10 a.m. and you're used to getting to the airport for 9 a.m. Small airport, you can walk through very quickly. I would say during a Mercury retrograde, maybe get there for 8 a.m. So what if you have to wait? Get yourself a bagel, get yourself a coffee, read a magazine, you'll be fine, right? So the idea with Mercury retrograde is that there is disruptions that are coming. And here's my thing to you guys. You might feel like, oh my gosh, Uma, this is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. All of life is how you view it. We have Mercury retrograde at least 3 times a year. And if you are going to experience it and you know it's coming and you know this is what's going to happen, then what should you do? What should you do? What you should do is relax. What I like to do is take the Mercury retrograde as a time to relax, to introspect, to meditate, to reflect, to sleep more, because it is a time of, just like taking a time out from the world, if you will. Now, there's people who try to push through in a Mercury retrograde. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, okay? What you want to do is you want to be full of staying in the pause, staying in the moment. Because if you try to do anything that is progressive in a Mercury retrograde, it's not going to go forward. Now, there's one thing I have to mention about Mercury retrograde with relationships. There is a very common thing that happens. Thank you, Afro. There is a very common thing that happens with Mercury retrograde, and this is the exes return to our lives. Has anybody experienced that already? This Mercury retrograde, just people from your past, just showing up. Hi, what's going on? And you're like, where did this person come from? Why are they here? We haven't talked in weeks, days, months, years, right? So what you want to know is this: if an ex comes back to you in a Mercury retrograde, most people will tell you that it's not going to last. It's not going to last. This is what I tell you: proceed with caution. Okay, proceed with caution. If this is somebody that comes back into your life during this month and you have feelings for this person, you want to proceed with caution, because you don't know if they are here because the Mercury retrograde and they're acting impulsively on their feelings, because that's what happens. People get into their feelings and they're like, oh, honey was the one. She was so sweet to me and I kind of dogged her out. Let me go through and let me check her out and see, what's going on, right? Honey, if you care about that person, talk to them. I wouldn't jump into anything very quickly. I've had exes come back during a Mercury retrograde, and what I do, my plan of action is I would just talk to them, be friendly. If they try to rush, well, can I see you? Can I come over? No, let's just keep talking, because chances are after the Mercury retrograde ends, so too there's their divine and unrequited love for me. Okay, let's keep it real. Welcome in, everyone. This is Uma's Lotus Lounge. It's a featured stream here on the Meet Me app. Don't forget, the top three gifters will get a free reading at the end of this show. So please feel free to put it in the comments. Drop the gifts if you would like to be in the top three. Right now, we have Wilma, Lil Frankie, and Brooklyn King. Ooh, free reading alert coming their way. And I think I would like to, for the three of them, or anybody who's that top three, do a special message about what Mercury retrograde means for you. All right. Thank you. So, what is my advice for you guys with the exes? If an ex comes back into your life during this month, if they are not serious about you, they're just acting on a whim, acting on an impulse, then what's going to happen is when Mercury retrograde ends, the end of April, they're also going to be leaving. And, the last thing you want to do is kind of get intimate with somebody, right? And then they're out the door. You don't want to do that. That's for sure. Lizzie Mars is in the building. Shout out to Top Badge Lizzie Mars. You guys hit her with a fave. She is also a streamer and a top badge on this streaming streets. Meet me streaming streets. What else do I have advice for Mercury retrograde? Like I said, it's April 1st to April 25th, pretty much the whole month of April. I suggest you journal a lot. You will be having a lot, like your psychic abilities, even if you're not a psychic, your psychic abilities will be amazingly acute and sharp. So I suggest you journal a lot, you write things down. If you start to have these ideas come into your head about your next steps, what you should focus on, what you should where you should go, write those down too, because it, like I said, it's not a time to move forward in life. It's definitely a time to take a chill pill and take a step back. Here's another thing. You don't really want to sign contracts during this time, okay? Because remember, if people are doing things while they're emotional, it's not going to stand the test of time. So, case in point, myself and two of my friends, when I first started my business, if you guys don't know, I'm the CEO of a metaphysical wellness center. And when I first started my business, I started it from my home and I worked from home for 5 years. And then I had so many clients coming and so many students that it was beginning to disrupt the neighborhood, with all the parking and stuff like that. And I just was like, you know what, I gotta rent a space. And I remember the first time I had to rent a space, it was during Mercury retrograde. And my two friends signed the contracts. I did not. I explained to the landlord, I said, it's Mercury retrograde, and I just really don't want to sign this contract until after, which is going to be in 2 weeks. So can you wait until after 2 weeks and I'll sign it? He was so perplexed. He was like, I have no idea what she's doing, but okay, sure. So I did. I signed the contract. It was for a 1 year contract. And it was a beautiful, beautiful building, but it was not the building for me and the kind of work that I do as a healer, as a psychic, as a medium. I needed more like a small building and close and personal. And that was a big building with lots of offices and things going on. So after the year, I was like, I definitely know I needed to move. And I started looking for another spot and I found one before my contract was up. So what I did was I moved into the other one and I was paying two rent plate like two places rent for like 2 months. But once I was done, I was able to easily get out of that contract. Funnily enough, my two friends were not. They just had so much problems. They could not get back their deposit. The guy was just kind of leading them around. It was like a lot of stuff going on, and they couldn't get their money back, or they had some issues, or lots of. Mine was easy and effortlessly in flow because, again, I refused to sign a contract during Mercury retrograde. So I hope this information helps you guys. I hope that you learn more about what Mercury retrograde is. Again, if you are Virgo or Gemini, any Virgos or Geminis in here, you guys tend to be mostly affected. Now, if it doesn't mean just Virgo Gemini, it means Virgo Gemini if it's your sun, your moon, your rising, right? So be aware. Yeah, be aware. It affects everyone, but definitely Geminis, Virgos, we know it really, really affects. How does it affect them? They will be more emotional. Usually they're very logical, but everybody's going to be more emotional right now. So I ask you, I beg you guys, as streamers, let's keep the sanctity of streams. All right. Let's not get into the mud. Let's not do the name calling or the exposing people or the sharing private messages. Let's be classy, people. And remember, streaming is meant to be fun. All right. Streaming is meant to be fun. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the daily horoscopes for today. Thank you for the gifts. Yes, whoever sends me a wheel will get to tell me which horoscope goes first for the daily horoscopes. We have 12 to go through, and those of you that send the gifts will get to spin the wheels now. Will get to tell me which one we're going to go for. So Lizzie sent the egg hunting bunny. That was the first gift I saw. So Lizzie, we're going to go with your horoscope, which is Aries. Aries gang gang. And I'm going to go to horoscope.com. Ooh, level up, Afro. I'm going to go to horoscope.com for our daily horoscopes today. So Afro is my second gifter. So we're going to put Gemini as the second sign. Oh, we got another wheel. Let's see who else is coming in. Afro, what's the second sign? What's the third sign, Afro? What's the third sign? You get to choose. Yes, number one is Aries. Number two is Gemini. Let's go. Thank you. Capricorn is the third sign. All right. Any more wheels? Okay, here we go. Aries, if you are Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, here is your message for today. Be careful about shutting yourself off from the rest of the world, Aries. You might hesitate to talk to people. You could have the feeling that they're unworthy of your time. Perhaps you feel that your problems are more important and that others are too concerned with superficial things to understand the true depth of your nature. Isolating yourself certainly isn't going to remedy the situation. You really need to communicate more. Aw, that is a message for Aries. Frankie, thank you. What sign would you like? Okay, Libra. That is for Libra. Okay. I see it's kind of terrible that I know all y'all's signs. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like a little bit? Just a little. Okay. I love you too. Oh, this is terrible. It's telling on me. It's telling. Oh, we have a wheel. Who's the next sign after Libra? Let's see. Okay, silent but deadly. What is your sign, love? We're about to do these Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio will be number 5. All right, we just did Aries. Let's move to Gemini. Where's the Geminis in here? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Gemini. Once you've made up your mind, Gemini, it's doubtful that anyone can change it. You are set in your ways and your plans are set in stone. Having this solid base to stand on will let others support you effectively. You're trustworthy and predictable. Others can depend on you and know where they stand in relation to you. Don't let self-doubt slip into your mind. This is your time to stand proud and tall. And I have to say, I actually know both of those Geminis, and they are exactly that. They are definitely trustworthy, predictable, and reliable. So that is a great message for Geminis. All right. Remember, if you want your sign to be next in the lineup, spin a wheel and we will add you in. Next is Capricorn. Capricorn. Anybody in here besides Uma that's Capricorn? Here is the message today for Capricorn. You might be much more aware of yourself than usual and hyper alert to every move you make today, especially around others. That's so true. You're feeling self-conscious about your words, and you could be constantly wondering if you're saying the right thing to the right person at the right time. Too much Self-analysis could drive you completely insane if you aren't careful. Try not to take everything so seriously. That is so true because as a Capricorn, like I don't even know how to relax. I think this is why I love my Libra boyfriend because he's full of playfulness. Libras are so playful. And I love that he can get me out of my head because I tend to live there a lot. Does anybody else live in their head? Hi, Eddie. Welcome in, guys. We're doing daily horoscopes. We have already done Aries, Gemini, Capricorn. We're about to do Libra. Jukebox, you too? Me too. I know. Okay, Libra. Any Libras in the building? Any Libras in the building? Okay, we got two, three Libras. Here we go. All right, Libras, you could hesitate to take the initiative, Libra. Instead, you'd rather wait and see how things pan out before you make a major move. Your movements are hindered in some way, although you may not be sure why. It's best to go with your intuition and not question too much. Just know that you're better off taking the safer route rather than walking too far out on the thin ice. All right? That is for Libra. Yes, for those of you that are now coming in, if you missed your sign, don't worry. I record this and I do post it to my YouTube channel. So later today, you'll be able to see it on the YouTube. All right, Scorpio, let's get into it for Scorpio. Who is Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising in here? All right, I don't see my Scorpio person, but maybe they're hanging out and they're listening. Here we go for Scorpio. You could feel increasingly uncomfortable as the day goes on, Scorpio. Perhaps you're tongue tied in conversations quite rare for you. The problem is that you simply don't know what to say, or if you do, you don't feel comfortable saying it in front of people. Perhaps you feel you've lost your edge. Don't despair. This is only a passing phase. You should return to your full blown communicative self before long. That is for Scorpio. All right, we're going to round out the air signs and we're going to do Aquarius now. Any Aquarius in here? If you are Aquarius, here is your horoscope today. Your attitude is calm and matter of fact when talking to others. You tell it like it is while omitting the frills and fantasies. You have no reason to hide the truth, so you're happy to disclose information to any willing listener. Be careful though, because you could get into someone else's private business uninvited. If you hear some secret information, you could tell it to others who definitely shouldn't hear it. All right. Welcome in, guys. We're doing daily horoscopes. Spin a wheel if you want to be next. So far, we've done Aries, Gemini, Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius. We're going to move on to Taurus. Any Tauruses in the building? And remember, my top three gifters get a free reading at the end of the horoscopes. Okay, Taurus, you might talk as if you possess many lifetimes of wisdom. Perhaps you do, but that doesn't mean you should be arrogant about it. Your words might have the tone of a sage schooled in every subject. As a result, you could grow frustrated with others who act immature or uneducated. It isn't your job to judge. Help others understand the bigger picture instead of assuming they're unworthy or unwilling to learn. Big level up. Somebody take a screenshot for me of real vibes. Big level up to real vibes. Thank you so much. By the way, if you love my stream, the peace, love, and light I bring, you definitely will love Real Vibe stream. She is also another positive consciousness streamer. Hit her with the fave. We appreciate you. Real Vibes, what is your sign? What is your zodiac sign? We are doing the horoscopes today, and I'm doing readings afterwards as well. Pisces. All right, we're going to go into Pisces next. And remember, guys, if you missed your sign, don't worry. I'm recording it. It's going to my YouTube, so you can hear it on my YouTube as well. All right, Pisces, here is your message for today. You're likely to have tremendous concentration that seem to have materialized out of nowhere. Use this to your advantage, Pisces, because it may not last long. You're usually blown from one thing to another like a leaf in the wind, and it's hard for you to settle on one project or issue for an extended time. You may have to shut a few people out in order to finish some tasks, but that's fine. Do what you have to do. Welcome in, guys. Congratulations. Oh, today is a winning day for you. Jukebox, thank you. Gemstone vibes. I absolutely adore it. Is that for streaming? Is that for streaming? All right, I'm going to do Cancer next. Oh, stones. Oh, we got to talk, sis. We definitely got to talk. Cancer, are you in here? Do we have any Cancerians? Sun, moon, and rising. Cancer, here is your horoscope for today. You might be hard and cold when it comes to the facts, and you could come across as tough and harsh. In reality, this often just masks your sensitive interior. Perhaps you're insecure about your feelings and how you express yourself. People might never know this because you're so good at showing only the strong willed, electric side of your personality. Be careful of being too stingy about sharing yourself with others. Afro, are you hearing the message? I hope you are. All right. So we did get who spun the wheel? Let's see. Damn girl, thank you. What is your sign? I believe you're Sagittarius. Am I correct? I got you. All right, Saggies. I'm so glad you spun that because I'm a Sagittarius rising. So I'm always curious to hear what the Sagittarius energy is. Gemini, we did already, but it will be on my recording, okay? Or if you stay behind afterwards, I can run it back if you spin a wheel. All right, Sagittarius, here we go. Sagittarius. Oh, am I frozen? Thank you. Yes, my top three gifters will get a free reading after I finish the horoscopes. All right, Sagittarius, here is your reading. You could lapse into pessimism, Sagittarius. Suddenly, the glass appears half empty and everything looks bleak. You feel like you're going in circles. You might ask yourself, what are you doing it all for anyway? You can talk yourself out of this mood as easily as you talk yourself into it. It might not seem possible, but you must trust that it's necessary in order to see the glass as half full again. That is the message for Sagittarius. All right, we have done all the air signs. We have done Aries, Sagittarius. We're going to do Leo next. Leo, we're going to close out the fire signs, okay? Leo, any Leos in here? Now we know King is a Leo. Is there any other Leos in here? There you go. All right, King, here is your message and the Leo's sun, moon, rising for the day. You're likely to be feeling a bit lonely, perhaps even isolated. Maybe you think no one else has your same wild thoughts running through their heads. You'd be surprised to learn how many people do. It's unlikely, however, that you'll share these thoughts with anyone, especially now. Don't feel like you have to. Just know that you aren't alone and you have a network of support at all times. You definitely have a network of support, King. Okay? Yes, AKA Stickers Daddy. Okay, so we are going to close out the earth signs. Is there any Virgos in here? Virgo, sun, moon, rising. We're going to give you your daily horoscope today. All right, Lugs, here we go. If you have the opportunity to teach someone a lesson, Virgo, feel free to do so. There's probably someone in your world who could use a bit of instruction now. You'll have the patience and clarity of words to straighten things out and make the correct path obvious. Don't be stingy with your knowledge. The situation will improve for you and for everyone else when you selflessly spread your wisdom to others. Congratulations. Thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate you. We have to hit an 80K goal to keep Uma on Meet Me. And I hope you guys want me here because I do like participating and sharing my knowledge with you guys. Okay, so we have closed out the earth signs. So now we have one final 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, that's it. We did all the signs. There we go. All right. My top 3 gifters are going to get a free reading. All right. Right. It's 3:45 right now. So the next 5 minutes at 3:50, I'm going to announce my top 3 gifters and they will get a free reading. So if you want a free reading, please go ahead, spin those wheels, drop those gifts. Welcome to the Lotus Lounge. This is Uma B and the Lotus Lounge family bringing you a featured stream here on the Meet Me app. We are so blessed and happy to have you guys here. Eddie, thank you. So, what we're going to do now while we wait to find out who our top people are going to be is I'm going to give you a message from the Divine Energy Oracle. Okay, let's see what our message is for today. Oh, that fell out, right? Oof. I don't know if Spirit want us to like get into problems this Mercury retrograde because this message is kind of wild. During a Mercury retrograde. Here we go. Speak up. Oh, Lord. Is there a divide between how you show yourself to the world and who you really are? In what areas are you hiding your true self? Your soul is turning up the inner pressure to stop hiding and honestly reveal yourself and how you genuinely feel. Your divine energy is calling you to be authentic in your communication, as this will open you up to true intimacy. Do not believe you are convincing anyone with false appearances. In the same vein, do not trust the false appearance of others. Your divine invitation: express your emotions rather than stuffing them with intellectual control. Recognize the difference between new feelings that provide valuable insight and information for creating direct and open communication, and old defensive patterns that cut off communication. Stop the battle between your head and heart and allow your ego to step aside. Let your heart speak. Trust that positive relationships with others are beckoning you to open up. The more real you are, the more real others will be with you. Share your feelings openly and kindly, and don't edit or water down your truth in any way. Others want to know. This will build bridges in important ways. Hi, Final. Welcome in, guys. We have 2 more minutes for my top 3 gifters to get a free reading. So if you want a free reading, get in that top 3. So, you know what's interesting about that message? I kind of look at Mercury retrograde as that, as a way for people to like really and truly find out who is with them. 8. I don't even know why I said 8. 3. It just kind of, and I did this and I said 8. I don't know why I did that. But um, I guess I just got carried away in the moment. But I feel like Mercury retrograde is a time to like really weed out who is really with you and who has been. Oh, is that a bonus? Is that a bonus? Hi, Tam. Welcome in. Bonus. Thank you. Wow. Like, that's just really cool that that just happened. But I feel like 1 more minute, guys, for the top 3. 1 more minute for the top 3. And then they're going to get free readings. Everybody else after the top 3 will have to spin a wheel for a reading. Okay. So I feel like Mercury retrograde is a great time. If you are having problems with people in your life and you lose them this month, please understand something. Those people really weren't rocking with you. They were pretending to rock with you. And your spirit guides are saying, nope, this is not what. Is that another bonus? Oh my. This is a very eventful day today. Thank you. Thank you. We have 1 more minute left to see who our top 3 is. It's 2K instead of 1.5, which is okay. But that's basically what I wanted to say to anybody who's going through any heartbreak right now. If you're going through a heartbreak, especially in this month of April under the Mercury retrograde, sometimes people have to be removed from our lives because they're blocking our blessings. So don't be too sad about who you're losing, and trust that you have somebody better coming in is really what I want to say about that. Walter, thank you for the fave. Appreciate that. All right, it is 3:50. Here are our 3 people that are going to be getting a free reading right now for the Mercury retrograde or April month, whichever they choose. We have Wilma as number one, Brooklyn King V as number two, and Little, oh, we do not. We have Wilma as number one, Little Frankie as number two, and Brooklyn King V as number three. Got it. Okay. So for the recording, I'm going to stop the recording now because I know some, people, the readings, even though it's not private, we don't want to share that on YouTube. But for those of you that came in late today to my show, I do record, and it's going to go on my YouTube channel. If you wanted to know your horoscopes, you wanted to hear what Mercury retrograde is about, I did a description about that. If you wanted to know the message of the day and all the good stuff, just check out my YouTube channel after I post.